Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Shenanigans with Shreya podcast. I have a very special guest today, a childhood friend of mine, Aaron.
Oh,
Hello.
hi. Thanks for
Hello.
having me.
Hi, yeah, thank you so much for being here. We've known each other for a very long time, I think
Yes,
almost 7 years now.
that's
Um,
crazy.
and I know it's just like time. And I
Yeah,
think in all of the time that I've known you, you've always been a very musically inclined person. So
yes.
I wanted to break down a little bit of your musical journey, how you've
Mm,
started out, and then where you are now. So would you like to
yeah,
speak about that?
sure. I mean, music has been, I think it's been part of my life my whole life. Both my parents and like all of their siblings did music growing up. So
Mhm,
like from the time I was, I think maybe like 4 or 5, my mom was teaching me piano lessons,
mhm,
and I only stuck with that for like a year or two. But like my dad played trumpet, my mom played piano, and, I started with piano, and then in school, I did tin whistle for a
mhm,
couple years, which was a lot of fun. And then when my family moved to the States, that was when I started the flute. And it was always just like I was never super serious about it. I was like, "Oh, this is just a fun thing that I can do," and, like, I made a lot of good friends throughout that whole journey, but, yeah, I just, like, kept doing it, and I did, like, band and orchestra, and, it was always really fun. And then my last year of high school, that was when something clicked in my brain because everyone was, like, trying to decide what they wanted to do for university, and I was like, "I have no idea." I'm, like, so lost. Like, I I had so many different interests, and I actually ended up applying for, at least in the States, like, there's, like, I know the process is different for applying for colleges, but
mhm.
I applied to half of my schools for music and half for English because I had no idea. And I was like, we'll see what comes back. And I got into this one school in Boston that was like my dream. I was like, if I get in there, like it means I'm not like I could make a career out of music. And so I was really glad they took a chance on me. And it was also crazy because all of that was happening during the pandemic, all of my applications and everything. So I didn't get to tour the school or, like, meet anyone.
Mhm.
I just, like I had to take a chance and be like, "I love this school. I love the idea of being in Boston, and I'm, like, I like music enough to wanna spend 4 years studying it."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was, like, how I decided I was gonna go into music, and I have not regretted it once. It's just been amazing, and I get to do so many cool things because of it, like, we were just talking about, like, I get to travel, and I was just in Switzerland and New York and, like, studying with all these, like, amazing musicians and just learning so much, and yeah, it's been amazing.
Yay. No, I'm really happy to hear that because especially with the flute, it's like a wind instrument. So I imagine that your
Mhm.
breathing control has developed so much over
Oh,
the
yeah. I also run, so I feel like the 2
years.
help each other. Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably hold your breath the longest out of everyone. But, yeah, and how about, like, I think now you have a quartet, if I'm not mistaken, with,
A
like,
quintet, yeah.
quintet. Quintet, very nice.
Yeah.
And how is that coming
Yeah.
along with, like, different
Oh, it's been great. Yeah. So it's a fellowship through my school where I'm doing my master's, and it's been amazing. It's like a job. So I get paid to like have these rehearsals and do these performances with this quintet. So it's flute, oboe, bassoon, French horn, and clarinet.
Mhm,
And it's just such a unique sound world. Like a string quartet is different. Like they have this like such a homogenous sound, but like we're all so different. So there's like all these challenges that come from like playing completely different instruments from each other. But it's been so fun, and like we've gotten to travel with that too. We've gotten to do some like educational outreach at schools, and just like put on fun concerts for kids. And we do a concert every semester at my school. So like it's like an hour's worth of music, and it's always really fun. And then in back in February, I think we went to this flute convention, and we got to premiere 2 new works that were written for us by some friends, which was just such a cool experience.
Aw, I
Yeah.
love that. I'd love to be able to see you guys perform one day, maybe come over to the
Yeah, I
States
hope
to
so.
but, do you have, like, a favorite composer or style of music that you like to
Oh,
play?
that's a really good question.
Mhm.
Um, I would say probably Valerie Coleman. She's a living composer, and so actually the program I just did in New York was the Amani Winds Chamber Music Festival, and the Amani Winds are
Mhm.
like the wind quintet in our music sphere. They like paved the way for that type of chamber music. And Valerie
Mhm.
Coleman was the original flute player in that group, but she's also a
Sorry.
composer, and all of her
Mhm.
music is just so fun and beautiful, and, like, it's just amazing, and yeah, no, every time I get to play her music, I just, like you can tell with the audience too, like, you get that interaction because they love it. It's just such great music, and it's so fun to play too.
Yeah. Would you say that you have, like, more focus on a performing aspect, or would you also say that you compose a little bit as well? Like, what's your balance with all
Oh,
that?
I am not I am not a composer at all. I've
Mhm.
tried a little bit. Yeah, in school, there were like I had like theory classes and we had composition projects and I sucked. That was definitely not my forte.
Yeah.
Um,
Fair. I
definitely
mean, sometimes
performing.
it's easier yeah, sometimes it's easier to just, like, perform and put that on stage.
Yeah.
I know, I feel like for composing, there's just so many, like, regulations around what to do and what not to, and it has to, like, flow,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, I think there's
Yeah.
things to think about, and sometimes in music, it's like you feel it more than you think it, you know what I mean? It's like the whole
Exactly.
process. Through evolutionary technology, as of right now, we have AI coming up, and
Mhm.
I wanted to ask your thoughts on, like, how AI is impacting the music world that we're in right now. What would you
Mhm.
say about that?
That's a really good question. I think the explosion of AI it's been like the last year, right? That's like it's really taken off.
Yeah.
And all of my colleagues and friends, like when it first like really started being talked about, everyone was like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
this is going to be tough." And I think some fields are feeling it more than others already. I think with music though, I think we're going to be okay. I don't know. I feel like there's this desire for live music, like going to the orchestra or going to like musical theater shows or like concerts, like pop concerts and stuff. And like there's just you can't get that atmosphere from whatever AI comes up with, it's just such a specific human experience to like be in a place and like hear live music and share that experience with other people. But it has been scary at times. Like I know wasn't there that there was one song that like AI song that like topped the Billboard chart or something crazy
Mhm.
like that. Like people didn't even realize it was made by AI, which that's like that's scary, and I think from a, like, composing point of view, I think composers are a little bit worried about that,
Yeah.
and just how that's gonna affect them long term, but I feel like from a performer standpoint, I'm hoping at least that like, I
Yeah.
think the desire for live music and that type of experience will save everything. I'm hoping. I'm really I'm really hoping.
No, I think you're right, because I think, like, it's hard to emulate what's on stage when everyone's there and it's like a
Yeah.
human to human connection, which I just don't think that
Mhm.
AI will ever be able to, no matter how
Yeah,
advanced it gets, unless there's, like,
yeah.
physical robots or something on stage, which
Oh
I
my
don't think
gosh.
it's gonna come to that, but
That would be crazy.
no, but I just don't think that, like, the essence of having even when you go to a concert, it's like there's the artist and you want to see the actual artist perform, and,
Yeah,
you always remember your concert as being this, like, highly
yeah,
energetic, or if it's an orchestra, it's like the ambiance in the hall, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I don't think like, if there was a concert happening with AI, it would literally just be silent.
Mhm.
No one would be, like,
Yeah,
vibing to the
yeah,
AI artist or whatever.
yeah,
But I do understand, I think, from the composing perspective where it can be a bit tricky to figure out, like,
yeah.
what's especially if people are going down that route of, wanting to use
Mhm.
AI, like, even alongside, it's like, how can someone tell that, you
Yeah.
know? And I think that's, like,
Mhm.
a really blurry line there, which is,
Yeah.
a bit concerning.
Mhm.
I think the only one good use I've come across of, like, possible AI usage for
Mhm.
I was watching Charlie Puth, right? The the singer art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
Um,
him.
he's a musical genius.
Incredible.
I was watching his TikTok where he was talking about this, and he said that for someone who has like paralysis and they can't actually like emulate what they're playing, and if they can use like
Mm,
AI to just hear their voice back, like if they can't speak anymore, you know what I mean? It's like they can hear themselves sing.
yeah.
So I think
Mhm.
from like a
Yeah.
rehabilitation or like a helping perspective, it could be used in a good way. But
Yeah.
again, there's
Yeah.
so many fine lines with AI in every field
Mhm.
really. And I think also
Yeah.
with just like, the rise of social media and all these
Mm,
algorithms, how has that
yeah.
changed, do you think, the way that like musicians connect and network with each other or how they perceive the musical world
Yeah.
in a way?
It definitely impacts a lot, I think. There's this huge push for musicians, I've had all these classes talking about this, but
Yeah.
just having an online presence and something that if people want to, like, learn more about you or hear you play, that there's
Yeah.
enough stuff online that they can take from and they can be like, "Oh, like, I heard them play this type of music, so I might hire them for this gig," or something like that. Even just Instagram, like, I've so many people get like networking or like gigs from
Yeah.
having an Instagram account or like being somewhat active on Instagram and like posting things that they're doing, which is so crazy and so different from like back in the days where like it was all just like in person and people had to like, had to network that way. It's just completely different. And I think it's really cool in a way, that like you can meet people that, like, you probably never would have met before just by having Instagram or, like, posting a video of you in a performance or something, and someone comes across it and is like, "Whoa, this is, like, really cool." But it's interesting, and there's this whole side of, like, people are making a career nowadays, like, out of being like these musician influencers and their whole Instagram is just dedicated to promoting themselves and it's like entrepreneurial in a way, like they're
Yeah.
like making this career for themselves and just making it known that like they're around and they have things to offer. And I've heard some like amazing things come out of that. Like there's this one really famous flute social media influencer at the moment who like has gotten all these really cool opportunities to be a soloist with orchestras
Yeah.
and just like those kinds of connections that people are getting through social media. It's just so cool. And I don't know, I think that side of where technology is going is just amazing to see. It's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. I think also, just building on what you said, essentially in the olden times, there would be I think the olden times as in like 20, 25 years ago,
Yeah.
but, I I feel like music was a very, like, a gated community, like, it was kind of,
Mhm.
you'd need to have certain, I guess, just, like, people or it was, like, restricted
Yeah.
in terms of access, but I
Mhm.
think now with social media, it is kind of cool that people can just, like, sit in their rooms or showcase what they're doing, like, in their
Mm.
own, concert or whatever, and
Yeah.
then they're able to, as you said, like, connect, and also
Mm.
because I think in recent times, if you really go to any musician that you follow, they probably have a social media presence, and if you scroll to the
Yeah.
bottom, you see, like, how they started out,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who, like, just get the opportunity to open for big artists and stuff just because they
Mhm.
started, like, posting on social media, which,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you think of, like, people like, I don't know, Billie Eilish, Phineas, like, they're,
Mhm.
social media through social media
Yeah.
and all of that, which
Yeah.
is very exciting. So, in
Mhm.
a way, though, I do think it's like you have to wear multiple hats at that point because it's like, yes, you're a musician,
Mhm.
then it's also like a business in some way, as you said, like entrepreneurial. So,
Yeah.
making the reels or having the hook,
Mhm.
the reel, and
Yeah.
to I think that can
Yeah.
be a bit, tiring sometimes because I don't
Mhm.
think it comes naturally to a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
Um
It's definitely not natural for me. I don't know if you remember, but, like,
Mhm.
in the very beginning of the pandemic, I had a flute Instagram, and I was
Mhm.
supposed to, like, uploading videos of me performing all the time,
Wow.
and it just got to be too much for me. Like, I don't know how
Mhm.
people, like, keep up with it and, like, are consistent with posting like that. That was certainly something I struggled with, and I, like, decided I was like, "I'm just gonna focus on other things and, like, trying to promote myself in other ways." But with my quintet now, the a part of our like our agreement is that we have to have a social media presence. And so me and one of the other people have been in charge of that. And so it's been interesting to come back at it like a couple years later, but like with a group of people instead of just me. Like I feel like it's easier in a way because there's more people to bounce ideas off of and more ways to approach things. And we actually had one of our videos like went viral recently.
Oh, cool.
It got like 45,000 views.
Mhm.
I was
Very
not expecting that. And it was just like a little silly thing that we put together in like 10 minutes, but we got to talk to like some new people through it and like got some new followers. And so like more people know about us and hopefully more people will come to our concerts, you know? It's
Yeah.
cool.
Do you think you'd ever, like, revive your own Instagram at any point?
Ooh, I've thought about it. I definitely have.
Mhm.
Um, the other side to the social media thing is that sometimes people warn you about against having like videos of you playing online because they're like, you know, people might be like listening and judging, and that's such an awful way to think about it because like it should be I love music and I want to share it with the world. I've heard from like some professors that they're just a little cautious because I mean, like your digital footprint is basically there forever. And so like if you post something that in 10 years you're like, "Oh, I really shouldn't have posted that," then it's kind of there forever. But I don't know. That's a really good question. I wouldn't be surprised if I do eventually
Yeah, I think
reboot it,
when the
but
time
we'll
is right.
see.
When the time is right, when you
Yeah.
feel like I could, do it. Because I was so used to doing music, like, by myself, and then recently I made a
Yeah.
like, with my friends and my brother, and I
Yeah, which is so cool.
too. But, like, being with I think, with a group of people, it makes things easier because you can then, like, delegate things, and it's more, like,
Mhm,
spread out between different people. So we also have, like, an Instagram and stuff, but the best part is
mhm.
I only post stuff, like, the people making the actual, like, post, there's someone else, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, our
That's
drummer
awesome.
our drummer, he makes, a lot of, like, the visual, like, graphics and stuff, and I'm like, "Thank you so
Yeah.
much," 'cause, it's
Yeah.
easier then. And it's nice to have just, like, people, as you said, like, to talk about, and I don't know how productive your sessions are, but sometimes we have the most, like, unproductive sessions
Oh,
ever, like,
same.
we just talk and yap the whole time, we're like, "Oops, we were
Yeah.
supposed to be doing, like, practice," you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I think it's
Yeah.
important, to
Yeah.
have
No, definitely. And
that.
yeah, it's important to, like, feel connected personally to the people you're playing and making music with. I feel like it makes the whole process so much better.
Exactly, and I think also, even just, like, in real life examples, we can see that, like, bands or just groups that are actually friends in real life tend to stay longer
Yeah,
together than if they were just, like, kind of
absolutely.
forced together, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I
yeah.
think it's nice to have, like, a component of friendship, hang out outside of practice and
Definitely.
stuff like that. Where do you kind of see yourself maybe in the next year or 2 in the music realm?
Ooh, that is the question that is on my mind all the time at the moment. You know, I'm really scared of not being in school. I think it's a really good cushion because it
Mhm.
gives you time to figure out what comes next. And it's also great because like more education is never a bad thing. Just like more opportunities to study and like get better at my instrument. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of I'm in a weird spot because I don't really know. And
It's so
I'm
fair.
thinking about I'm gonna apply. So like I have to apply like in the next couple months if I want to study somewhere next year, next September or August. And so I'm in the process of kind of deciding if there are programs that interest me. And I think there's a couple that I'm thinking about. So I'm probably gonna apply for some more and try and do a little bit more school before I
Yeah,
figure out what comes next. I'm just delaying the inevitable of like finally being done with school and having to figure out my life.
that's so fair because I feel like there's this structure that we're so used to, like, from literally, I don't
Yeah.
know, like, age 5 or 6 when we go to
Yeah.
school, and it's like, you have somewhere to be every day, you have, like,
Mhm.
a going in and getting out of school time, so I think it is really, really important to kind of have that. I think also, sometimes you might just end up having, like, a gap year on the whim, you know what I mean? Like, it could happen that you decide to take time
Mhm.
out and just to I think it's
Yeah.
important as well. To be fair, it doesn't really matter whether you're in school or out. It's like as long as you're doing something that you
Mhm.
enjoy and want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good luck. I'm excited to see
Exactly.
where
Thank you so
the
much.
journey takes you.
Yeah.
And I swear, like, 'cause I haven't actually been to America yet, but I will, like, the second I
Yeah.
come sure I will be seeing you again, like,
I can't wait.
please.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I'm so excited. And I
Yeah,
wanted to end this on a quick, like, rapid fire round. First answer that comes to mind. Do you practice with a metronome or without a metronome?
both. It depends on what I'm working on, but both.
Describe music in one word.
Oh, joy.
Joy. Aw, that's very nice.
Mhm.
Very nice. If you had to choose a favorite genre of music, what would you choose?
Ooh, are we talking to perform or to listen to?
Ooh, let's do both. Let's do both.
Okay, to perform, contemporary classical,
Mhm.
and to listen to, um, like, pop, folk, that
Mhm.
kinda like Noah Kahan, all
Is
those, yeah.
is there a certain album or song that you have on repeat at the moment?
Oh, oh, yeah, Staying Still.
Very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
no, that one just, like, it's been on loop.
What's your favorite place that you've gotten to travel to for music?
Oh, that's a really good question. Um, I would say either what I just did a couple weeks ago when I went to Switzerland,
Mhm.
or a couple years ago when I got to go to Italy. That they were both just, like, amazing trips, and I felt so lucky to be there.
Yeah, very nice. And where's somewhere that you'd like to go now next?
Oh, um, I would love to go to South America. I think
Okay.
that's, like, top of my bucket list.
Yeah, make it happen, there's, like,
Yeah,
opportunities everywhere, and I know you probably will.
yeah.
So, yeah, thank you so much. Do you have any parting words?
I would say just remember that music is for everyone, and it should always be a part of your life in some capacity, I think.
Very nice. We love that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, and
Thank you
yeah,
for having me. This was
I'll
so
see
fun.
you in the next one. Bye.